All right, welcome to a Saturday edition of looking at the S&P futures. I really just wanted to discuss what I was looking for moving forward, as well as the logic behind it as related to volume structure. So we have the ES here on the daily, as mentioned before. We've noted that the must hold for ES is at 37.57.75. And we can see that so far that's definitely supported with all the bottoming tail hammers here against that price and against the current uptrend from the lows back in June. And we also know that the upper resistance is coming from this volume node around 3,900. We'll say 3,900 to about 3,930 or so, with that high at 3,920. And so far we've made a series of lower highs. So the thing about this node is that it started last week with a larger dip in the middle. It was two distinct volume nodes, one down here at 37.57, one down up here at 3,900 from some past consolidations. And in the middle, there was very, very little time spent. And so what we see happening is that this node is starting to build out. It's starting to build in the middle of these two nodes. And what we're really looking for is kind of a symmetrical profile here, a Gaussian profile here, whereas the middle would be the furthest point out. And if we know that let's just call it 37.57 to 39.50. So the middle is going to be about 38.50. So what we're looking for really is a lot more time spent here at 38.50 to really build this out. And so what that'll end up looking like is something like this. Whereas the middle of the node is the supportive node. Pardon my arc drawings. But so it would look something like this, where the volume node would build out, and we would see a price do some sort of consolidation here in this range, and that's going to allow this volume in the middle to build out more so than the volume on the ends. And then we build out into this node, and then the directional path is taken. And the question really is, what's that directional path? Can I lock this? Nope. So really, which way does that path go? And that's the question that we ask. Obviously, we are looking for a move above. After this development, we look for a move either above 39.50 for 39.87, the gap fill, and then up into 40.85 and the volume node at 4100, 4120 to 4160. Then below, if we lose the support at 37.57, then we're looking for the move down back into previous low, and then finally down into the 50 at 34.91. So something like this. Don't mind this arc that is just hanging out by itself. Boom, there we go. So this would be what the layout would look like if whenever we do get that break out of the 38.50 consolidative range. If we do build out, we look for a move either above or below this volume node. And once this volume node builds out, it's going to act either as a stronger support or a stronger resistance than it would have if there were just two distinct volume nodes at 39.50 to 39.80, and then up here, or 37.50 into 37 or 38.30, and then up here into the 3900 and 3920. The difference is with one large node, it's going to act as a trampoline to price, as opposed to that's really so if price is above it and then comes back down into it, it can absorb that price action, that selling pressure, the supply that's falling into that. There's a lot of cushion to do so. Whereas, if there are two separate and distinct nodes, it would hit one, it would absorb some of it, and then price would continue to free fall into the next one, creating more of a momentum base into that second one, where this can act as one large node of support. Also, it can act as one large node of resistance as well. Obviously, if we lose price to 37.57, it's going to be equally hard to break through 200 points of supply, because once we move below all this volume becomes supply. and there's no form of demand behind us or under us, really, just the previous low and then down here at the 50. And so you see that either way that this breaks, you're looking at 3% move to target one either way, and then 6.5 to 7% to target twos. So that's kind of how I see this market laid out. How long it's going to take to finish this structure, I do not know. I believe it was 30 million for this top node, 30 million for this bottom one. So I would assume that we probably have 5 to 10 more days of consolidative action in middle. Obviously, we got earnings coming up, so that will help give a little more volume as well. But for now, this is what I'm looking at, kind of just a wait and see game. So hope everybody has a great weekend. Hope this helps a lot, and I will see you back here on